It's another video of me about my recovery and some things I went through. Many of my issues since I quit drinking have involved women. Part of that is because I didn't quit drinking. I started drinking at probably 12 or 13 years old. I quit at 26. And although I've got 30 years sobriety, there is a part of me that is very juvenile. There's also a part of me that does not understand the flow of life. And part of that is in the fact that I lost my dad at age 7. And I never really had a mentor step in there and explain to me how relationships worked. Before my dad passed, we had moved a few times, and I really wasn't at the age to understand relationships and how they developed. I asked my mom one time when I was probably 13 years old, how do you fall in love? And she goes, it just happens. So many times my attractions are based upon the looks of a person and not understanding their full person. At least that's the way it worked when I quit drinking. And one of the things they tell you when you go into rehab is don't get involved with anybody too soon. And understanding some of the dysfunctional things that happened with me. 19, I get involved with a gal. I misunderstood some things, and there was no communication on her end, even though I thought I asked all the right questions. And um, led me down a path. I moved out of state at about 20 years old, 21. And I had no understanding of how to do anything. All I know is I enjoyed drinking. And I went to live with family for a while. And part of it was I needed that guidance, and I did not get it. And that was part of the reason why I was sent out of state. And I didn't get it in the townhouse I was living in at the time. The owner had really no notice decided to sell where I was living. I had to find a place. And at the time, I lived in a college town. And at the time, he decided he wanted us to move out, wanted me to move out because I had a whole home to myself. He, it was the worst time of the year because school was starting up at the college. So trying to find something affordable. And I was drinking then. So I wasn't, it's like late notice, undesirable drinking habits. I put myself in a position while I found a place downtown that sold tents, and I found a place. I bought the tent, and I set up in an area. I mean, people do all sorts of things when they don't have a place to stay. I had it near a place where, near the place where I worked. And they didn't understand, nobody understood why I just went and did that instead of asking for help. Well, I had asked for help so many times, I think, that I just figured nobody's going to help me. And it ended up being something where I ended up, they put me on a bus back home here to Michigan. And again, my folks weren't going to let me move in there because my drinking, they didn't like it. And I found somebody down the street from my folks that had a barn they weren't using. And I stayed there for a couple weeks, and finally they agreed to let me back in the house under rules. And so I had to get a job. And this is when I was about 22, 23 years old. Again, at this point, I was just being told get a job, not anything to enhance me. And so I went to work for this place. And were there for about 4 years. And about the time I got ready to quit was when I got counseling, found a job at Little Caesars, and went on my way. Well, again, I got involved with the wrong gal. I Everything was going well for me. I had pretty decent amount of money in the bank, and I wanted to be with her. And she, I didn't understand that throwing things at people did not equate to love. And I was trying to help her out, and I ended up screwing myself. Again, I was living with my uncle in Detroit, and they didn't really give me a timeline in which I needed to be moved out. Well, his wife had their first kid, and all of a sudden I was moving out. Well, I had incurred all this debt. I had no money to move in anywhere. So I was living out of my truck for probably 4 or 5 months. I ended up uh, taking some pills. I was suffering from depression. I ended up at locked up in a mental health facility for 2 weeks, and the laws for a guy who's homeless. I mean, there's no place for a guy to stay except for a shelter. There's no decent living, and my folks again, they thought I was using something else, but they wanted to put me on medication, and I didn't want to do that. And got out. It took me about a year and a half, where I started feeling normal. I got myself a job. I rode my bike. I didn't have a car at the time to a place that was about 4 or 5 miles away. My folks ended up helping me because I had done that kind of work to find a job, And it took me about 2 years to get right, to feel right. I, I believe that there was method of depression, a bit of a depression inside me. I didn't really understand it. And shortly thereafter, I moved to where I am now. I've done, I've really done everything on my own, kind of feeling my way around in the dark. And only in recent years have I begun to understand that the path I had wasn't normal. And I'm not sure if that was because of my behavior or because of the dysfunction of other people in my life. But what I have done is I've enslaved myself with a bit of solitude because I've become to understand that most people are not good people. They might be pleasant to be around, but they don't have good intentions for other people. You know, they're not charitable. And I think that's something that, I mean, as a kid, I saw a lot of people do things for people that are no longer done because, hey, there are people who will take advantage of something, and, you know, people who are in addictions or having a mental health issue or feel like the world's taking advantage of them. It's just helping people for the sake of helping them in a way that a charitable person would. That's been taken away with the way the world is now. It was hard for me to ask for help, but I did. And I'm hoping that I can serve as a example of don't wait too long to ask for somebody for help. I think I have plenty of life left in me. I have plenty of things to share with people so that they would understand. But you know, 7 or 8 years ago, I started taking well, no, not quite that long, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I started having episodes of being very depressed. And I ended up getting myself put on Zoloft. And I worked through some of the issues with my father's death and and one of the gals that I didn't understand initially that increased depression because I understood I had held on to it too long. But as I worked through it, I understood that those were things I should have done long ago. So I tend to take things as they are instead of take them to heart. And maybe that's a lesson I should have learned when I was younger. I didn't, but I've learned it while I'm still breathing. So I just, I think there are so many things that we can help others with when they're struggling, and sometimes there aren't. Sometimes there's no quantifiable answer. except to support someone who's going through something. You know, this has been for me and maybe for other people. It's been a hard year with death with famous people. And a lot of the people that are really, childhood idols in Hollywood and music have passed on. People I thought were funny are gone. And it is a circle of life. But some of the iconic people were gone. They're funny. A lot of the humor is political. And becomes pointed at someone instead of making fun of the irony of that which is life. And it's sad to see that people become more worried about poking fun at someone who should be in leadership of the country, whether it be the president, or Congress, or whatnot. And these people have become insulated from the common man who's out there trying to provide for his life. You've got people in corporations that are making money beyond their belief. And to be honest, money is a man made construct, just as race or anything like that. Good people are good people, regardless of skin color, regardless of their religion. I don't know whatever became of respecting another person's view on what their religion is or what their political beliefs are. You know, having to make someone out be stupid because of what they think. There's a lot of people in this world who have been scientists who have proven things that, you know, you're an idiot, you're stupid, we can't do that. And things have been done, going from a rotary phone from when I was a kid to a cell phone where I can carry it around with me and pretty much be able to reach anybody I want to. You know, if you're a good person, I don't care. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, green, purple, blue. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people in this world that aren't like that. But this is a follow up on me. I'm going off base on different things. The world has changed, and the 50 or so years I've been on this planet, I don't I don't care for it. I don't like the way people talk to each other. Even if they aren't rude, they don't know how to talk to people because they get so involved with social media. They think that making a nutty joke or offending someone with their political or religious beliefs is okay. Sometimes tit for tat because it goes back and forth between two people. And to be honest, for me, all I want is to live my life. So, this is my path of recovery. I see things as I see them, but I don't see them diluted in alcohol or anything that's really mind altering. I don't drink coffee. I don't smoke. I don't do alcohol. I see things as they are, as how I want them to be. And though I have an idea of how I want them to be, this is hard. Thank you.